I'm here with Tim Tibbits today. He's the founder of The Whole Kid. And Tim, how did you get started with a tutoring company?
I got started in 2006 when I expanded my own private tutoring practice to be able to hire other tutors to help me to meet a fuller range of needs among students that I was working with in the community.
What needs are those typically?
The work that we do with students typically falls into one of three areas. One is subject-specific support if a student is struggling in a particularly challenging class. Secondly is what you might call study skills, organization, time management, just helping students learn how to be effective students, especially often when they make a transition to a new level or to a new grade. And then finally, we do a lot of test prep tutoring, helping kids to get ready to put their best foot forward on the ACT and the SAT.
And do you find that you're tutoring kids across the three things you offer?
Meaning one individual student might work with us in multiple areas?
Right.
Yeah, not necessarily at the same time, but one of the things that I find very gratifying is that families feel very comfortable to call us maybe multiple times over the course of several kids' childhoods. We'll work with several kids in a family for various needs at various points. And so we've definitely had situations where we worked with a kid, helping him make a transition to a challenging high school in ninth grade, comes back for a little bit of help second semester, sophomore year for chemistry, and then again works with us for ACT prep junior year.
What's different this summer? What opportunity does this summer create?
Well, I think this summer, I know we just heard that things are starting to open back up a little bit, but I know that also a lot of opportunities are canceled. I've been talking with a lot of families who are really worried about how to provide their kids with adequate structure and interesting things to do this summer. Kids who might have been away at summer camp or been enrolled in a number of sports camps now have a lot more time on their hands. And summer's always been a great time to work on skills, to work on bolstering reading skills, writing skills, shoring up math skills. And I think this summer presents a great opportunity to I'm really excited about some of the enrichment projects that we've been working on developing with families for their individual kids. And what I mean by enrichment is student interest driven learning projects. And so it can be simply for the pure joy of learning, or it could be a much more pragmatic concern about shoring up writing skills. In the summertime, we have the luxury of being able to build a program that's really driven by the interest of the individual student. And I'm excited about some of the things that are starting to come together with individual students and or small groups of friends. I just got an email from a mom just today saying that the idea she and I had been talking about for her rising 7th grade son, he actually has 2 friends who are equally interested in the idea, and he thinks it would be fun to work with his friends. And so, you know, that's something that we don't do a lot of during the school year, and summer offers an opportunity to allow students to really kind of package their own, their own program of learning.
So if you're listening right now and you're thinking to yourself, Tim Tibbits sounds so reliable and he's just the guy I was looking for, how would someone reach out to you?
Well, the company is The Whole Kid, and you can go to our website, thewholekid.com. And my email is an easy one to remember, tim@thewholekid.com. And I'd be delighted to answer any questions. One of the things that I've always prided myself on is I'm not a sort of a hard sell salesman. So I'm happy to take calls from parents who are just sort of thinking through what their kids' needs are. Usually when a phone call comes in, sometimes a parent knows exactly what the student needs and we can just sort of get started right away. But often it takes some thinking through together. And that's one of my favorite parts of what I do, is helping parents to develop solutions for what their kids need.
Thanks so much, Tim.
Thank you.